Here, I'm back to do another reading vlog. I am going to focus this week mostly on not middle grade titles. I do have one that I might add at the end, but for the most part this is going to be a non-middle grade reading week because I am doing a middle grade reading challenge, and what tends to happen with these reading challenges is that I tend to get a little bit burnt out. So the the 4 books on my TBR is Homicide and Halo Halo by Mia Marcello, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, The Bone Shard's Daughter, and Wild Seed Witch. So they're all sort of on my tentative TBR, but the book I'm going to start with is Homicide and Halo Halo. This is like a cozy mystery that I really liked last year. And I'm gonna see sort of where my week goes. But I just finished reading Darker Waters by Catherine Arden. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite. I think it just suffered from third book syndrome, and I felt like it was more of a setting stuff up for the fourth book in that series, and it just didn't wow me as much as I was hoping it would. But I am gonna pick up Homicide and Halo Halo, and I will just show you guys the other books on my TBR. They're over here, so we can all be on the same exact page. Our Daughter and The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea are actually TBR and Beyond books, and I have to read them for the book clubs I'm in, so one of these will definitely get read. And then this is a Wild Seed Witch, and this is a pretty stunning middle grade. It has to do more with magic school, which I have been missing in my middle grade recently. But I'm gonna pick up Homicide and Halo Halo and just sort of read as I'm watching Heartstopper, which I'm really liking, but this one is like a cozy mystery, and I tend to read these pretty quickly. I also have a coworker that I give these books to, and she reads them when I'm done with them. So, and we're getting to the end of the school year, so yeah. I also did want to show you guys what I'm reading for my nonfiction things. I did wind up taking last week off because we had a lot of days off. I had Monday off and I had Thursday off. I went to go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. It was a busy week, but my dog training book is back because we're getting our puppy really, really soon, very soon, and late. We're getting there on May 30th, so I do want to focus a little bit on that. Want to read a little bit of this. I finished watching Moon Knight. I went to go see Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness because I know that if I don't go, my kids are going to really, really, really spoil me, and I don't want that. So, yeah. So, I'm going to go pick this up, read a little bit, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. Here, I'm back. I actually didn't update all week. It just was a weird week, I'll be very honest. My allergies are really acting up. I've had a touch of laryngitis, which tend to happen during allergy season, and it's getting to that point of the end of the year. But I feel better. I was able to finish my grading. I'm going to get an answer tomorrow if my drama club is going to continue to the end of the year. Again, I just want answers because I'm planning stuff and I just don't know if it's going to go to the end of the year. We will see. We also did get an official puppy date. We're going to get our puppy on Memorial Day. I was secretly hoping we would get it a little bit earlier, but I think we're going to get it on Memorial Day, which is still super exciting. I'm really excited for June. June's going to be a super exciting month. But yeah, I did want to say that I did finish reading Homicide and Halo Halo. I really did like that book. I would definitely read the author's note before you start it. It's over there, and I'll get it in my next clip, probably tomorrow. It definitely is a darker turn. This is the sequel to Arsenic and Adobo. I really love that book. It was very, very fun, like a perfect, funny, cute read. This did dive into a lot more of the mental health aspects because the main character dealt with a lot of stuff in the aftermath of the first book. So just go in knowing that it was a little bit of a darker read. But next week is going to be complicated because it's testing week for my students. And we're doing a quiz game this week, and we're kind of prepping. Also, it's almost Memorial Day, which is insanity. I also did get all my stuff for my end of the year gifts from my students, so I have to start doing that. A crazy couple of weeks. I'm curious to see about my drama club if it's going to continue or not. But if it doesn't continue, these vlogs are probably going to be weekend vlogs until the puppy comes, because I just don't have a lot of time to film when I'm home. I'm just super tired, and I've been getting super tired. It's also been super cold. My allergies are awful, so a little bit of a life update. But I did pick up 12th but from my blog tour that I'm on, which has to do with theater and acting, and as someone that has missed putting up shows so much, This book is going to be a delight. Also, this week, I did finish reading The Titan's Curse by Riordan, which was perfect because we just got the casting for Percy Jackson and the TV show. I'm really excited. The actors look amazing. And I also did finish my John Gray nonfiction book, The Anthropocene Review. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring because sometimes I finish my book on Friday because I have a little bit of free time, but we will see. But I am just going to go relax, rest my voice. Friday is always my day that I kind of yell a little bit more just because it's a Friday and the kids are chaotic and they want to go home. I feel them, so do I. But I will update you guys tomorrow with how I feel about 12th. I read about 12%, but I tend to read middle grade pretty quickly. So yeah, I will update you guys tomorrow with how much reading I got done and if I'm going to switch my book or read something else. I also have another e-arc I have to read, which is The Merciless Ones by Nina Forna. I might read that this weekend just to sort of get it out of the way. But that is my life plans. That is my update. Sorry I didn't update. Sorry I look tired. I probably am. It's been a long week, but I will talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow. Bye, friends. Back. Sorry for my wonky voice. Allergies are just kicking my butt. They just are. They're just sucky. And Friday is always the day where my classes. Also, today was Friday the 13th, so today was just like a weird day. Also, next week we're going into testing. The kids are super anxious and the kids are super nervous, and I'm just hoping they do well. It's not like a state test, it's just my test. But I want to get all my duckies in a row because I know June is chaotic. But I made it through. I didn't listen to anything today, but I was like making it through podcasts, a couple of really long ones too, so they're pretty long. Some of my episodes are like 2.5 hours, which is fine. But I really want to make my progress on 12 tonight. This is just a very delightful read. I'll be very honest. It's an e-arc that I got. I'll add a picture at the end of the reading vlog, but this is just such a delightful read. It follows these two timelines. There's definitely some time travel elements to this story, but you follow this young main character, and she's going to drama camp for the first time. Her sister was a big actress and had big dreams of making it on Broadway, but she has come down a little bit of hard times, and her mom, trying to focus her attention on her sister, sends her away to camp. She's not that thrilled. But they encounter a mystery involving a mysterious diamond, and another timeline from the 40s is also going to get itself involved. If you give me a drama camp story, I am here for it. I worked at two different drama camps for like most of my college years, and oh my goodness, like the best time of my life. I worked at Stage Door and French Woods. Best time of my life. So just reading about a summer camp, I'm just like here for it, and I love it. I miss summer camps. I want to work in one so badly in the future, maybe as a director. But we have a puppy now, so I don't know how I feel about leaving the puppy away for a whole summer, but maybe like a day camp in New York City. Ooh, that has some promise. But yeah, so I'm gonna go read a little bit more. I did wind up reading on the train. It was just a chaotic day, but I do have only like 4 hours left, and I'm like 28% in. I really am liking it though. So I have some true crime videos on backlog that I'm gonna just put in and try to read as much as I can. I'm supposed to go out with my friend on Sunday to go see the cherry blossoms. We are getting the puppy a little bit early. I knew my mom and my dad were lying to me. They finally fessed up, which is super exciting. So yeah. Also, I'm ending my drama club a couple of weeks early, which is really exciting because I'll get to be home with the puppy and I'll be able to do more consistent vlogs for you all. So, a lot of good news today. It was a good day. Yeah, and I will talk to you guys when I read maybe to 50% in this. We'll see how I feel, but so far I'm really liking it. Bye, friends. I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. We ended up getting up to about 50% done in my book. I have about 3 hours left of it. I don't think I'm going to finish it tonight. However, this book does give me an idea. I think it would be perfect for my drama students, like perfect. And I am heading to ALA this year, so I think I might see if I could get like a couple of copies for my classroom for next year and just see if we wind up using them. I might just even just have them on the table and have kids take them out if they're interested, because it's a lot about the background of technical theater, about putting up a show, all the things in the arts that we haven't been able to do for the past couple of years. I'm hopeful that next year will be different, but even if it's not, this would be a great book to act as like a supplemental resource for my students. So I'm going to keep that in my cap and maybe do that when I go to ALA in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm going to read a little bit more. My goal is to have 1 hour left for tomorrow because I could finish it in the morning. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. I'm back. I'm still dealing with a little bit of allergies, so my voice is going to be off for this whole vlog. But I did want to say last night, I did want to finishing 12th. I really did like that book. I think it's definitely a book I would use for a resource in my class. I might even make it like a project next year, but I definitely, when I go to ALA, I'm probably going to ask if I could get a couple of copies and see how much it would cost, like 10 to 15 copies. I liked it. It was a mystery. It had a theater element to it, which I really did enjoy. There was just a lot happening in that story, and I think that the two timelines sometimes got a little bit confusing, but overall I really did like it. So I'm going to pick up Wild Sea Witch by Marty Dumas. I got this from Ebrams from one of the virtual conventions I went to. This cover is so pretty. I'm going to pick this up. I'm also going to spend today catching up on YouTube videos. Tomorrow I'm supposed to go to the city, but my goal for the next 2 to 3 weeks is to catch up on Stranger Things and rewatch all of Stranger Things. I have 3 seasons of Stranger Things to watch. Definitely doable, just so, because I always don't go in rewatching. I think I probably should, especially because this is the last season. So I'm going to read a little bit of this before I go to yoga. I'm probably going to get some lunch today. I might go run some errands because tomorrow I'm going to the city as well. So I will talk to you guys in a bit. Bye, friends. I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. I didn't end up going to yoga. I took like a really, really long bike ride. I was in the middle of listening to a podcast episode that was getting me very, very hot and bothered, so I went for a long bike ride. I'm probably going to go for another bike ride because I have 30 minutes left of that podcast, and I have been really, really bad at listening to audiobooks because I have so many podcasts I want to listen to, and I just have not been listening to enough audiobooks. But I did want to say that I am liking this book a little bit more. It's called Wild Sea Witch by Marty Dumas. It just came out, or it's coming out. I don't know. I didn't look it up. But it literally, the back is like perfect. It says it's social media loving tween and an ultra elite witch school. Literal black girl magic combines in a charming new middle grade series for fans of the School of Good and Evil and Amari and the Night Brothers. I loved Amari and the Night Brothers when it came out. Did not love the School for Good and Evil, I'll be very honest. Just wasn't my favorite. But I really, really like this book right off the bat. So it follows this girl named Hassani. I think that's how you say her name. And she is dealing with a lot. She really wants to start her own YouTube channel, and she is having some issues with that. Her parents are recently divorced. Her dad's living somewhere else. And when she's kind of going with her dad to go to his house, he reveals something that sort of kicks her latent magic into sort of present. And due to that effect, she sort of gets invited to this witch school. And that's all that I've read so far. But I'm about 56 pages in. I'm really enjoying it. I'm reading it a lot quicker than I read 12, which is good. But yeah, I'm also back to watching YouTube videos. I have about 36 to watch between today because I am going to go out tomorrow. But yeah, so I'm really liking it. It does remind me a lot of Amari and the Night Brothers, which I'm liking, or just like Keeper of the Lost Cities. But again, I really like books that sort of give me a different perspective on a different person's life. This book is also set in Louisiana, which is great because I need it's a book prompt for the Avengers Reading Challenge that I need to read a book set in Louisiana. So this will be perfect for that, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm curious to see how they do the magic system. I'm wondering if it will be very, very similar to when I read Legendborn. I thought that magic system was really, really cool. Stunning cover. So I'm going to go read for like another hour, and then I'm probably going to take a bike riding break and try to finish the podcast I'm in the middle of. But very, very good. This cover is stunning, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. I'm still sitting outside because it's such a pretty day, and it has not been so nice in so long. So sorry for the weird lighting. But I did wind up getting up to page 100 in Wild Sea Witch by Marty Dumas. I'm really liking this book. I am curious how the magic is going to develop, because right now is very, very flower-ish, which I think makes a perfect spring read. Also, 100 pages in, you do have to get used to a lot of quick characters because there are a lot of girls at this place she has gone to. I also just wish, the start of the story, they had fleshed out the relationship with, her mom and her dad a little bit more, and, her best friend. But other than that, I'm really enjoying it. There also is some drama starting. There also is a little bit of racist undertones because she is a wild sea witch, which basically means you're not from a legacy family, which is very interesting. But yeah, I'm really liking it. So I'm going to go back to watching some of my new YouTubers that I followed, some new booktubers that are like romance booktubers. I don't read a lot of romance, pure romance that anyways, but I really do like listening to the content because then I feel like I've read a lot more books than I actually have. Sorry for my hoarse voice. It is annoying. But yeah, I'm going to go read a little bit more when I read about 50 more pages. I'll give you guys a check-in. Bye. Because it did start to rain, which it does in May and April a lot. But I want to say that I went up on page 150 in The Wild Seed Witch by Marty Dumas. I'm liking this book. I feel like there's not enough tension for this story for me quite yet. Like normally when I read a middle grade school, like a sort of like a boarding school story, there's always like a mystery or like something the characters are trying to solve. Just to kind of keep you interested because like the magic system is less magic and more about control, which I think is interesting. It does have a lot to do with flowers, which I do like. But there's no like tension. It really is about her finding her place and trying to do that and trying to like gain control. But there's no like tension keeping me reading, if that makes any sense. So I am going to keep reading because I'm very much a completist in my life. But I'm curious how this story is going to add some tension other than her being a little bit isolated. So I'm going to read about another 50 pages, watch another video, because they're always like 20 minutes long, and then I will update you guys. When I get to page 200, I will update you. But so far, the story is lacking a little bit of tension, and I would like there to be something like, I don't know, maybe it's because I just came off of reading Percy Jackson, and, 12th had like a plot progression because the show, and there was a mystery in that. But there's just something missing in the story, and I don't know if we're going to get it in the story, so we'll see. But I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. I'm just checking back in. It's about 6:15. I didn't wind up reading to page 200 in Wild Sea Witch. I'm really liking this book. I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's going to be like a new favorite, but thing I like about it is it does teach magic, and it has a magic system that's really unique and very different. I do like that. It definitely reads more of like a contemporary book that has a lot of contemporary issues. I think my students would really, really love this book, and I might pass this on to a couple of them because I think that they would really like it. Like, it has a lot of contemporary issues. It talks about the divorced parents and, like, trying to use your magic to get what you want. I like that. Again, I tend to like middle grade stories that are very, very fantastical focused and really dive into the fantasy elements of it. But I think for kids, I think it would be a very, very enjoyable read. But again, it's just, she's very focused on being a YouTuber. And as a YouTuber, I know how hard it is to get followers. So I think it's, the presence of magic is very interesting. I like it. I think it's a fun read. Very, very springy. So I think it would be a perfect spring read as well. But it does deal with, like, friendship drama. It does deal with like family dynamics. It's just a very interesting story, and there are various types of magics that are being represented, especially because she's a wild sea witch, and there are a lot of undercurrents of racism in this story as well. So go into that sort of knowing that, but it's very interesting, very, very compelling, a very, very lush world. Like, I'm almost reminded of when I read like the Bells by Danielle Clayton. It's just like a rich world. Yeah, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to read another 50 pages and then see where we are. I'm not actually going to the city tomorrow. Me and my friend, we're going to push it a week because it's supposed to be crappy weather tomorrow, and we don't want to get caught in the rain if we're going to like Central Park. We're not going to like a bookstore, so push it. And then next week will be the last week I have without my puppy. So I'm really excited for that. That will be like my last week to like do some errandy stuff and like, be a little bit more free. But I'm really excited for the puppy. She's coming soon. You guys will see so many videos of her, I'm sure. But I'm going to go read another 50 pages of this, and then I'll give you guys an update. So far, I would say it's probably like a 3.75 star read for me. But we will see. I'm missing some tension. Like, that's what I'm really missing. Like, I could equate this to Amari and the Night Brothers, but that story had like some tension, and it had like a mystery element or something that was captivating me forward. I'm missing that in this story. So it's okay though. But that's why it's not a fast-paced read for me. So I'm going to go read a little bit more, read about 50 more pages, and then give you guys an update. Bye, friends. Do a quick update. I did wind up getting up to page 250, or I think, yeah, about 250 in The Wild Sea Witch. This book really is just a very, very fast-paced plot, and it has some elements that I'm enjoying. Like, there are some elements towards the end that are being introduced that connect back to her father's girlfriend, which I'm enjoying. But the book just seems like a little bit meandering, to be very honest. Like, I just feel like the pacing is a little bit off in this. And I don't know if it's because it's an arc and I got this so early. I don't know, but the pacing is just a bit off. The story really is lacking some tension for me. Right now, it's probably going to be a 3-star read, but I really do enjoy it. Like, I think the characters are fun. It has a lot of contemporary elements that I think middle school readers would like. And it also just has a really, really fun and engaging magic system. But I'm just not as captivated by the tension. So I've about 100 pages left. I'm going to try to finish this book tonight. Again, I would like to read 2 books this weekend because I'm in the middle of doing a middle grade reading challenge. And I really would like to finish it so I can read some adult books by the end of the month. But I'm liking it. I'm just missing the tension. I'll say that. And normally in middle grade, by this point, I'm flying through books because I'm so invested in the tension. But there is no, like, real, intense, crazy plot. There is just sort of, like, smaller elements. It sort of feels like I'm reading a contemporary story. Really, that's what it feels like. The magic is so secondary into the story. So, yeah, I'm going to keep reading, and I'll update you guys when I have about 50 pages left and give you guys my thoughts. Sorry for the weird angle. But I did want to say that I did wind up reading to page about 300 in Wild Sea Witch. I am liking this book. It's definitely reading a lot more contemporary than I was expecting, sort of. It also is diving a lot into the complexities of magic and, like, what magic can do. Also the complexities of relationships. It also is dealing with a lot of, like, harder high school topics like friendship and bullying and stuff like that. And I think it's going to go really dark at the very, very end. So I'm excited to see how that winds up. It does read a little bit young, but again, it is middle grade. So, like, a lot of the drama and a lot of the emotions that Hassani is dealing with, I think my middle grade students will love. But again, the plot stuff was so subtle. And now we're in, like, a really, really jam-packed story, and I sort of just wish that the pacing was a little bit fleshed out, because there's a plot point that we have in the last 50 pages that, like, was not really developed. So I just think the pacing is a little bit awkward. But yeah, so I think this arc has about like 50 pages left, so I'm gonna try to read the rest of it, and then I'll give you guys a check-in. I'm also watching some newer booktubers. I'm watching Book Refuge's videos. Really, really fun. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna read next, but I would like to finish this, and then I'll check in with you guys. Bye, friends. Larry here. I'm back. I did want to say that I did wind up finishing Wild Sea Witch by Marty Dumas. I enjoyed this book. I probably gave this book like 3.75 stars. I thought that the end was definitely interesting, and I think I liked the second half of this book a lot better than the first. I thought the pacing in this book was a little bit weird, and I would say it's more of like a contemporary book with like a magic twist, because it does deal with a lot more contemporary issues. I struggled a little bit with the pacing, and I just thought it was a little bit of like a rush story overall. But again, it's the first book in the series. I like the magic system quite a bit. I thought it did deal with bullying in a unique way, a lot of family drama, and I thought it had a nice world. So I'm going to give it 3.75 stars. I think I am going to wrap up this reading vlog because it was a little bit wonky. Like, I didn't really update you guys a lot in this reading vlog, but the books I finished in this reading vlog were Wild Sea Witch by Marty Dumas, which I gave 3.75 stars, 12th, which I gave 3 stars, and Homicide and Halo Halo, which I gave 4 stars too. I'm going to start my next reading vlog either tomorrow or tonight. We will see how I'm feeling tired-wise. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon for my next video. Bye, friends.